It was a day of celebration, the anniversary of the great siege of Barthion. 1,000 years ago, when the Shari Empire broke through the gates of the Barthian kingdom, Polo was a great admirer of the great men that took part in the siege. He would often hear stories growing up about the warriors that sacrificed themselves to take down the evil Barthian king and his devoted followers. The stories always began with the atrocities committed by the Barthians. The evil and wicked acts would haunt Polo, but it always made the story of victory that much better. Other stories have been told that the Barthians were possessed by the demons down below. The citizens of the underworld that casts their way to the surface to display chaos took the control of the Barthian soldiers and the king that commands them. Polo saw his father. He was drinking alone at the celebration, not because he was celebrating the memory of the great siege, but because that's what he did.
Hello, Dad.
Boy,
Enjoying the night?
get me another beer, will you, Po? Hurry it up.
Polo never really looked up to his father. How could he? A drunkard who doesn't work, who doesn't provide, who expects everything to be given to him by his children. That's why the celebration was important to Polo, because those were the father figures of his life, the men that fought at Barthion 1,000 years ago.
Here you go, Dad. Where's the rest of the family?
I'm not in the mood for questions, boy. Just get me my drinks when I ask you to.
Polo wandered off to find his siblings. Polo was the youngest of his family, yet he had the responsibility of the parents. Even though Polo was only living his 16th year, it felt as though he has lived 40 years. He's worked his whole life to put food on the table for his family. His dad was a drunk, his mother was whoring about. His 2 brothers and 2 sisters had taken after their mom and dad. Polo knew that if he wasn't working as much as he was, that the family would have no food to fill their stomachs and no roof to keep them warm. Polo made it back to their hut.
Polo, where were you?
I was at the celebration.
Why? You should be working. I want to buy a new robe, but I can't if you're not working.
It's an important day. The history of the siege means a lot to me.
Well, a new robe means a lot to me too.
I work every second I'm awake. I just needed a night to rest, and I chose this day.
Polo, do you care about our family? Huh? Every time you're not working, we make less silver to pay for this house and to pay for the food. Do you want us to starve?
If you don't want to starve and to live in a hut, then you should work too, Mom. You people as well. How come you all get to do what you like, but I'm the one who has to put in the work? I bring the food in for you, and you don't even cook it. I do.
Wow. Polo, you really do hate the family. You don't love your siblings enough for them to be free, to have the pleasure of doing what they want.
What about my freedom?
You don't want to be free, Polo. You were born to stay here and help your family. Besides, your freedom isn't much use to us.
The door was broken open. Polo's father barged in and smacked Polo to the ground.
I told you to feed me my beer, boy. Is that not what I demanded of you?
Polo's father was now kicking him.
I tell you something, you do it. Do I make myself clear, boy?
Yes, Father.
Polo's father left the hut.
Polo, you upset father now. You keep disappointing me.
The family were all leaving, all giving one last look at Polo before they take slumber in their rooms. Each look was a look of disgust in their youngest brother. Polo stayed up all night fixing the door that his father broke. After the door was finally put together, he could finally sleep in his bed, the one thing that could make him happy tonight. His mother approached him.
Is it done?
I think so. I gotta wake up early tomorrow for work. Good night, Mom.
Polo,
Yes?
you upset your father, your brothers, and your sisters, and me. I believe it's best that you don't sleep here tonight.
What do you mean? I just fixed the door.
You also broke that door. You upset your father. You made him break that door with your selfishness.
Where am I supposed to sleep?
I don't care where you sleep tonight, but make sure you come by tomorrow with our payments and bread. I want it cooked, and if your attitude is more grateful, then maybe you can have a bed tonight.
I paid for that bed, this hut, the food, the bread that I cook. I clean this hut, I fix this hut, and I pay for the bad habits that is always putting this family in harm.
His mother slapped him.
We gave you life, the best gift anyone can receive. Until you realize that, you won't step another foot in this house.
Polo walked his way to the farm of where he worked. It was late. Polo assumed his boss was sleeping and decided to spend the night sleeping in the stable. Polo woke up early as usual and began shoveling.
Polo, you're here early?
Yes, sir.
Good. I need you to do something for me.
Anything.
We're running low on water to feed the goats. You must travel to the river to gather as much water in this bucket.
Of course.
Polo was walking through the desert to get to the river. His feet were blistering from the hot sand. Polo didn't have any sandals due to his family forbidding him from buying anything. Though the hot sand felt as though it was piercing through his skin, Polo did his best to continue on. As he was walking, he fell to a knee. Now his knees were burning. However, he didn't stand back up because as much pain as his knee was feeling, it wasn't as bad as the burns on his feet. But Polo felt something else. Something present. He looked straight ahead and saw something emerge from the ground. A black and red smoke was seeping through the ground and floating in the air. They merged together and formed into a face. It was evil. It was terrifying. It was cruel. It was sinister, but scarier of all, it was powerful. A mystical presence of the demon god himself, now in the presence of Polo.
Polo.
Polo was terrified. He got to his feet and ran away from the menacing figure.
Polo, what are you doing here? Where's the bucket I gave you?
I saw something.
What?
It was underground. It came from the ground and it was a spirit. It was dark. It wanted something I don't know. It was. I can't.
Polo, relax. It's okay. What was it?
I think it was the god of death.
A demon?
The demon. The devil. The king of the underworld.
Polo was being brought forth to King Mosam of the village. Polo has never met the king, but he has seen him many times from a distance. Polo stood in front of the king, his advisers and the guards that stood between Polo and the king.
I heard you have a story for me.
Yes, my king.
A farmer came to me and said you saw the god of death or the underground king or whatever, the devil himself.
Yes, my king.
How are you so sure?
I just knew it. I don't have physical evidence, but I knew it. It came from the ground beneath the surface of which our feet walks upon. Its presence still affects me.
There were legends of the devil himself and his demon army. But these stories are ancient. The gods have destroyed them and put them in the underworld to be cast away from the lands for good. But you say that he's back.
But why would he come to you? You're just a poor boy working for a shepherd. He is a king. We are the king's men. Why would the god of death present himself to a peasant?
I don't know.
You know that it was death and despair himself, yet you don't know why.
I don't know why he arrived, but he arrived. Which means he may arrive again. We are merely men. If the stories are true, then the gods are the ones that can defeat demons. The immortals are the ones that can defeat death.
We are men. You are still a boy.
I meant in terms of our species.
These sounds like fairy tales, boy. Whatever you claim to see is something not everyone has claimed to see. Shepherd, I believe this problem doesn't require the king's attention. Please take him out from his presence.
The shepherd escorted Polo out of the palace.
You embarrassed me, Polo.
I promise to you it happened. I know it happened. I've read the ancient books. The descriptions were exactly from what I saw.
You must have described it to the king after you read about it.
I swear it.
I took you to the palace and told the guards that you needed to tell the king something dire. Now my word means nothing.
I'm sorry.
It's not enough. I can't have you work here anymore.
No, please. My family needs silver.
You got other work, don't you? I guess not. Everybody in the village knows about your little vision. You're either seen as a fraud, an insane, or a demon yourself, boy.
What I don't understand is that if these things are real and everyone believes them, then why am I seen as a liar or insane?
You're a poor boy, a peasant. You're lucky enough to be in the same building as a king, let alone in front of one, and you think any god or demon would show his presence to you instead of a king. The only ones that believe you, boy, are the ones that think you're possessed. I suggest you go home for a while.
Polo reluctantly walked to his family's hut. His mother opened the door and immediately put her hand out with her palm facing the sky.
Well,
Here.
Polo placed the pieces of silver in his mother's hand.
where is the rest?
I can't work anywhere. No one wants me because of today.
I can see that. So rather than doing everything to help your family, you go wandering in the desert, making up stories for attention. Is that what you are, Polo? An attention seeker more than a boy who cares for his family? Also, where is the bread?
I can't afford to buy any of it.
Get it tomorrow, plus what you owe me from today. In the meantime, I suggest you stop making up lies so people feel sorry for you. You've already disappointed me enough.
She slammed the door in his face. Polo was furious. He fought the urge to break open the door and give each person a piece of his mind. Instead, he decided to go for a walk. There was nothing else for him to do anyway. Polo started to think about the soldiers that stormed Barthian Castle. He imagined the thrill that they must have had, the camaraderie they must have felt. Knowing that you have their back and they have yours is something that Polo has yearned for but never have felt. And the knowledge that you are fighting for something greater than yourself, something that you want to die for, to live for. What's the point of living if you don't have that? Polo thought. Polo had another thought.
Where am I?
Polo had been wandering through the desert while daydreaming that he wasn't paying any attention to the direction he was going. He began surveying the area of where he was, but he didn't know which direction to go to. Polo decided to walk towards the direction he came from, but he didn't recognize any of the scenery. Polo kept walking. Suddenly, the sand beneath his feet began to sink below the surface, dragging Polo with it. He tried to grab onto something to prevent him from falling in the sinkhole, but there was nothing for him. The sinkhole took him below the surface. Polo looked around. It was darkness. There was no sand around him, though. Then he heard birds chirping. Polo followed the sound until he saw light peeking through a small crevasse. Polo battled his way through the crevasse and came across a waterfall. There were trees, clouds, and wonder all around. It felt like heaven. It felt like something meaningful. A swan landed right in front of Polo. He looked into the swan's eyes and the swan into Polo's eyes.
Find me, Polo. Find me.
How?
The same way you found me here. Follow the feeling inside you, Polo.
A light was now shining from the eyes of the swan. It was so bright that Polo began to resist it. Then it was dark again. Polo opened his eyes. He was lying outside his family's hut. He got to his feet.
I guess I was dreaming.
But Polo knew he didn't. It happened. Like anyone, he could distinguish the reality from his mind. Just like when he encountered the god of death, what he experienced was real. It must have been a god of life. Regardless of what it was, Polo had to find it. It was calling him. It told him to follow the feeling inside his heart, and the only feeling Polo had was to find it. King Mosum was walking through his chambers and heard his daughter reading in her room.
Hello.
Hello, Isla. What are you reading?
It's called The Scrolls of Elaru.
Oh, yeah? What is it about?
I'm not sure. I think it might be a little too confusing for me.
Really? Even at your age, you can almost read anything. This story must be quite complicated for you not to follow. Well, I think I understand some of it. It's about the cycle of Elaru.
The king sat beside his daughter.
Ah, yes. The origin story of Elaru. Well, you see, the story goes like this. There is a balance of life. If something is really hot, then something has to be really cold. If something is very strong, something has to be equally as weak. A sort of yin and yang. So if some things are really good and pure like you, then some things can also be very bad and evil. There was a war between good and evil. The leader of the good was the god of life, and the leader of the evil army was the god of death, and their loyal followers fought for the land of Elaru. The god of life fought the god of death in the middle of Elaru. Legends say it was the most epic duel that man can comprehend. The powers that each god contained split life itself into separate pieces.
What do you mean, separate pieces?
Nobody knows, but the story is that the world was never the same again. The god of life eventually defeated the god of death, but the cost of the victory has brought us the worst of mankind that still lingers today. As for the consequences of the god of death and his loyal followers, they were cast down to the depths of the soil below us, so deep in the underground, never to return to Elaru again.
They're never returning?
No.
But what if they did?
Well, then the battle will begin again, and we will be fighting alongside the god of life.
A group of villagers were gathered around.
I heard the rumors are true.
Where did you hear that from?
We were told they will come back. It is prophesied.
The king's men thinks he made it up. He could very well be a liar.
We cannot take that chance. If the god of death presented himself in front of that boy, it is clear he is chosen to be possessed by it. He must be killed. He must be burnt at the stake to show our loyalty to the victorious god above us.
Maybe we should just capture him, torture him. Maybe we could directly talk to the demon himself. See what he wants? Maybe we could bring it to the king for a reward.
No, don't bring it to the King Mosum. Bring it to the King Barthion. The rewards will be much greater.
The king of Barthion would grant us a gift much greater than King Mosum. But the gift from our god will be infinite. The demon could just not make himself known in front of the king. Only the god of life knows. We bring him forth to him and burn him. It is God's will.
The mob agreed.
Okay, it is settled. We find the boy.
Polo marched towards his family's hut and opened the door.
Hey, you're not allowed here.
Polo ignored the protest and went straight to his parents' room and grabbed the bag of silver. His father lunged at him, but Polo swiftly dodged his father's strike, leading him to tumble to the ground.
Polo!
What happened? Polo struck your father.
Polo ignored the lie and continued what he was doing.
This silver is mine. I worked for it. I gave you everything I could possibly give. Everything I had, I gave it away to this family. I think it's time to give a little to myself. I'll be gone. I don't know how long and I don't know where. But mother, father, brothers and sisters, there are a lot of places that need your help and will gladly give you plenty of silver to support yourselves.
You are no son of ours. You are not a part of this family.
I know.
Polo left the hut. He started counting the pieces of silver he collected. It wasn't enough. He had to find more. He made his way to the farm. It was on fire. Polo ran towards the barn to find some water to put out the fire. As he made his way inside, he saw the shepherd lying on the ground. He looked as though he was stabbed multiple times in his stomach and chest. Polo bent down to comfort him.
Polo,
Yes?
run. They're coming. You have to go.
Who? Who is coming?
All my silver is in the stables. Grab everything you need. Get out of here.
The shepherd's eyes were now still, frozen. Polo felt the life leave his body as he held him.
Thank you.
Polo grabbed the remaining silver left in the stables and left the burning farm behind him. Polo made his way through the village. It was the only way to exit the village was through the gates. He put a dark cloak and tried to walk only in the dark shadows. It helped that the dawn was upon the village. As Polo was sneaking through the streets, he heard the mob from a distance.
Did you find him?
No, we found his old employer, the one that brought him to the king. We asked about the boy, but he didn't know.
Where is he?
He's dead. We killed him. No helper of a demon boy will be brought mercy.
Good, but we still need to find the boy.
His family lives in the North End. They'll know where he is.
After they give him up, kill them. If the devil contacts the boy, he'll most likely possess the family as well.
Polo was near the end of town. A few more steps, and he would be out from the city. But he couldn't bring himself to step in that direction. He turned around and ran towards the direction of his family's home. Polo was banging on the door. His sister opened the door.
Leave, you selfish, self-righteous fool. Leave our presence.
Polo ignored her plea and barged through the door.
Everyone, I need to speak to you all. There is a mob that is coming for you all. Everyone has to leave. They are going to kill all of you.
Polo's parents entered the room.
What have you done?
They want me. But I heard them talking. They are coming here to find me and to kill you all with me. We all have to leave.
You have brought a death mob to our home?
I didn't mean to, but we have to leave right now. We have no time to fight.
His parents looked surprisingly calm.
Yes, we know Polo. We know they're looking for you. We know what they did to the shepherd that pays you money. We met with members of this mob, and they offered a pretty price for your head. Money that we were supposed to have. Silver that you were supposed to give us, but didn't.
You gave me up?
It is for your own benefit, Polo. Your soul is rotten. It all makes sense. Your soul is rotten because you are possessed. You are a demon soul that is living inside my son.
Polo heard the mob marching towards the hut.
Grab him.
Polo's siblings grabbed him and began tying up his hands and ankles. They dragged him outside to the mob. They began cheering.
Many thanks to you and your family.
You can thank us with the silver that was promised.
No, don't trust them. Mom, Dad, don't.
The leader from the mob approached Polo's father. He handed him a bag of silver. Polo's father smiled and turned around towards his wife. Before she knew it, a sword swiped by his neck and took off his head. Polo's mum started screaming.
Take the rest of them to the stake with the boy. No one shares the same blood as a demon child and lives. The God above us will grant us the ultimate reward for this sacrifice.
Polo's family was screaming and pleading with the mob.
He's not one of us. He was never one of us. Just take him. Only him.
We will see how pleased our God is with his sacrifice. If the reward is greater than our desires, then you shall live.
Polo was being tied to the stake and raised to the upright position.
God above us, the God of life, the victorious and all-powerful God, we present to you a demon child, the same demons you defeated long ago. They have come back in a form of a young boy. We hope our punishment of your great enemy will please you."
The man put his torch to the hay beneath the stake that Polo was tied to. The fire was rising quickly.
"Please, Lord, grant us the gift. Show yourself with the reward equal to the one we have given to you."
Through the darkness of the night, a bright light shined through the sky. The whole sky was lit up, as if the sun was present. Then suddenly the light condensed itself in a form of thunder and struck the angry mob. Multiple thunderbolts started to strike the large group. After the lightning strikes, it started raining, putting out the fire beneath Polo. The stake then collapsed to the ground. The impact of the fall freed Polo from being tied to the stake. He got to his feet. He saw his family staring back at him in immense fear. He then heard a noise from a distance. It was the king's army. It was making its way towards them. Polo's family got to their feet and ran towards the army.
"There he is. He's over here. He killed them all. He did it. He performed the devil's magic. Take him."
Polo was exhausted. He looked at the army coming towards his way. He wasn't scared, nor did he have the urgency to escape. He was just tired. Suddenly, something strange was occurring. The sky was lighting up. The sun was rising. A swan was hovering in the sky above Polo. It flew down and landed right in front of him. Polo stared in its eyes while the bird stared back into his. Polo knew the message it was sending. The swan then flapped his wings and started slowly flying to a specific direction. It looked back at Polo. Polo followed the bird through the streets. It was moving faster and faster, as was Polo. Finally, it led him to a tunnel. It was the drainage tunnel. It leads outside the village to the riverbank. Polo hopped inside the tunnel and thanked the swan before it flew away. He walked down the tunnel until it led outside the city. Polo made his way to the mountains. Once he entered, there were two pathways in front of him, one to his left and one to his right. He stopped for a moment and remembered what he was told.
Follow the feeling inside you, Polo.
Polo took a deep breath and entered the pathway to his left.